Hey, it's Luke from LT Gaming, and today we're going back under the waves of Modern Naval Warfare. And we have another release date for you. I mean, if we get Falling Frontier this year, we might even get GTA 6, who knows? But this game has been sitting on the radar of naval sim fans for a long time now. So today I want to look at why this one is exciting, what's changed since we last covered it, including that release date, and where I think the gameplay is going to be a lot of fun for sim fans, but also why we might still need to be cautious. And if you enjoy these deeper dives into wargames, sims, and games that require a manual, a strong coffee, and possibly a minor naval qualification, give the video a like, it really helps the channel. So a quick recap for you, because I think this one hasn't had a lot of news in quite some time. Modern Naval Warfare is a modern tactical submarine simulation focused around commanding a Virginia-class nuclear attack submarine. Hang on, let me try that again. Nuclear. There we go, I did it. The core fantasy here is very clear. You are the captain, or at least part of the command ecosystem, operating in a high-tech naval battlefield where stealth, sensors, patience, and timing matter just as much as firepower. The setting is especially interesting because the game is built around modern geopolitical hotspots, with the South China Sea being a major focus. Maybe times have moved on a little bit since they did the premise for this game, but we won't go there. The setting instantly gives it a more grounded, tense flavour than a lot of naval games today. This isn't World War II destroyers trading shells in open water, and isn't just a Cold War what-if from the 1980s. This is modern naval warfare with submarines, aircraft, surface groups, electronic warfare, long-range missiles, civilian traffic, and a lot of uncertainty. The main reason modern naval warfare is worth watching is that there just isn't many games trying to do this at this level. Modern submarine warfare is one of those areas that sounds amazing for games, but it's incredibly hard to actually translate into something playable. So much of it is about detection, interpretation, classification, and restraint. You've got to be confident that you've read that sonar return correctly before you start World War III. But it's also what makes the game incredibly exciting. Thermal layers, acoustic conditions, sonar interpretation, and countermeasures all make this feel like a proper submarine sim, and I'm really excited for it. There's also something very appealing about first-person command. Also, I find it super immersive. Being able to move through detailed interiors and interact with control stations gives it that immersive sim feel, almost like you're inhabiting the vessel rather than just commanding it from above. I really enjoy that aspect. If they can capture that element well and build upon it, I think this could be something very special. Now, the big change since we last covered Modern Naval Warfare is it's basically almost here, which is a bit of a surprise, I have to say. I thought this project might be dead. Matrix and Submarine have now confirmed the game is set to release on the 18th of May 2026, which basically means we're in a parallel universe or a many-world situation where these games are actually all going to be released. I'm absolutely delighted. But on a serious note, it's no longer a distant promise, it's something you can actually start preparing for. But stick with me, I don't think the release date is the real headline here. The real deep dive is that we're now about to find out whether all of these systems actually come together as a game. Because on paper, this is incredibly impressive. An 18-mission campaign, training missions, a quick mission editor, anti-submarine warfare, convoy hunt, special forces insertion, espionage, I mean, it goes on and on and on. You've even got that amazing high-fidelity damage modeling, which I can't wait to see. This is a lot of stuff, and if it works, it gives Modern Naval Warfare a very strong base, not just a one-and-done campaign sim. But it's looking like something that could have a long life with scenario creation, community missions, and those brilliant, you won't believe what happened moments that hardcore sim players love. You should see me trying to tell Tom about tales of my DCS days. He just doesn't care. He rolls his eyes. I'm like, dude, it was absolutely epic, but it really was epic. There is no game like a simulation game when it actually works. Just a quick interlude to say most of you who watch the channel are not subscribed. So make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button, because it helps smaller channels like us grow really quickly, and both me and Tom really appreciate it. The older Navy logbooks, or basically devlogs, also give a good sense of how much thought has gone into the wider battle space. They've discussed the world building around what you're doing in the submarine with cruisers, helicopters, ASW aircraft, and all these other elements. This is important because you need to feel like you're part of a bigger naval environment, not just stalking lifeless targets on a blue map. Now, the obvious concern for me is complexity. This is exactly the kind of game that sounds incredible to naval sim fans, but could also be completely overwhelming if the onboarding isn't good. If the training missions can teach players how to think like a submarine commander using patience, sensors, positioning, and classification, then the complexity becomes part of the fun. If not, it could become a wall of systems, acronyms, and helicopter-induced panic. The second concern is scope. Modern Naval Warfare is promising a lot of very complicated elements like physics, damage, weapons, sensors, AI platforms, and campaign missions. alongside an editor, which is a huge amount of stuff to bring together. Also, one thing I will note is I can't see that this is early access. It's actually being fully released, which is interesting. If they're doing this, it needs to come in a very finished state. We don't want early access by disguise, if you know what I mean. In a niche sim like this, players will forgive rough edges if the core simulation is compelling, but the fundamentals still need to be there. Stable missions, good interfaces, believable AI, and systems that feel connected rather than fighting against the player. One of the obvious comparisons right now is Sea Power, because that game has helped bring naval wargaming back into the wider conversation. But I actually think Modern Naval Warfare is aiming at a different fantasy. Sea Power gives you that broader Cold War naval command perspective, managing groups of ships and aircraft across a wider battlescape, of course, but Modern Naval Warfare feels more intimate, more claustrophobic, and potentially more technical. Less admiral on the map, more captain inside the boat. You could also look back to classics like 688i Hunter Killer or Dangerous Waters, because those games still come up whenever people talk about serious submarine sims. I'd also throw Cold Waters in there, which I recently reinstalled, as I always enjoy that game. And I do think it's exciting for this game because it shows there is a hunger out there for a modern successor to these titles. But it's also dangerous because sim fans remember those games very fondly, and they'll have strong expectations about depth, authenticity, and control. But we're overdue a modern naval warfare game, and you know, the title of this game is exactly that, so I have to be excited. Modern visuals, clickable interiors, dynamic environments, it all sounds really strong. My hope with this one is that the mission editor becomes a real strength. For a game like this, community scenarios could be massive, give naval sim players the tools to create tense patrols, convoy ambushes, and carrier group hunts, and this could be something really great. These are the kind of games where the community can keep things alive for years if the tools are there and the simulation underneath is strong enough. So that's where I'm at with Modern Naval Warfare. It's finally close, it's hugely ambitious, and it could be one of the most serious modern naval simulations we've seen in a very long time. If you'd be interested to see a deeper dive into this one, no pun intended, let us know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much. Me and Tom really appreciate the growth we have this year. I've been Luke, and I'll catch you on the next one.